News that we have for today is that Donald Trump has wanted an apology from the Islamic Republic, and we're going to give you our thoughts on that. Is the apology going to happen? Because they have until I think another hour or so to issue this apology, and or an hour or two, and then who knows what might happen. He said that they're going to get hit pretty hard. At least he alluded to it. So we'll see if that happens. If it does, it happens right on our stream live for you guys. There's already been a couple of drones that have flown really close to the Islamic Republic. Some people think that they even flown inside the Islamic Republic because anti-air defense got activated over Isfahan, and multiple people claim that a Reaper drone was seen over the city of Isfahan. So, are these threats? Are they going to be backed up? Let's figure this out. What we
So
do know,
President Trump
yeah,
President Trump said that they have until when?
they said they have until today, until Saturday, to issue an apology. And it's already past midnight Iran time. So we're assuming he means 24 hours before until the end, when he said that statement, which should be an hour or two from now. So we'll potentially get to see the consequences of it. But I wanted to tell you, I don't think he's going to do anything. I don't think the US is going to do anything if this 24 hours notice is given up. And the reason for that is because the US only cares about the ships, if they get hit or not. As long as the Islamic Republic doesn't hit any ships, the US shouldn't really care if they issue an apology or not. Now, I understand why they want the apology. They want the ships to feel safer to go. But what do you think about that?
I think no, I think they do want to. Well, it's not just an apology; it's a public guarantee that the ships are not going to get hit. So they want the Islamic Republic to say publicly what they're saying on the phones to the Americans, but because when it comes to them, when they're talking to the Americans, they're like, okay, 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 we won't do this. Yes, yes, yes. Please don't kill us. And then they go publicly and say like, "F the Americans," and then bomb the ships. So the Islamic Republic has privately told President Trump, according to President Trump, is that they privately tell President Trump, "Sorry, this is not us. These are some rogue elements within the Islamic Republic." But President Trump is like, "Okay, that's not good enough. If you guys are gonna, what you're telling me privately, you need to say it to the whole world." And I think the reason why that's very important, I'm not saying he's gonna, whether or not he's gonna do something in the next hours or so. I hope he does. But the reason why that's important for the safety of the ships is because it makes it official, right? Because right now, whether the people who are attacking the ships from the Islamic Republic, they're doing it at the direction of Ghalibaf or their separate rogue elements, the order is coming from Tehran, right? It's not, it is from, it is at the high levels that something like this would be happening, right? So that is because it's having this vague position of what is the official position of the Islamic Republic allows the Islamic Republic to Jekyll and Hyde this thing. You know what I mean? But if you come out and say this is the position of the Islamic Republic, then if then the ships get attacked, then that will demonstrate a clear civil war to the world and to the people inside Iran. Right now, they could pretend that there's some sort of a unity because there's no the vagueness that is the position of the Islamic Republic. They tell the Americans that we won't do it, and then they do it. There's a division happening here. But if you come and publicly say, "Yeah, we're not going to attack any ships," and then you do it, then how do you justify this internally, right? How do you justify this internally? Because then everybody within the Islamic Republic could say, like, "Oh, okay, we're actually at war with each other," right? But the problem is that the ask that President Trump is the ask is too much of an ask for Ghalibaf unless they make Pezeshkian do it. They're coming out and officially saying, like, yes, we're not going to attack any ships. It's a huge capitulation to the Americans, which is very hard to sell internally, right? But also President Trump escalating the war to Operation Epic Fury levels is a very hard ask for President Trump because oil reserves are too low right now globally. The reason why Operation Epic Fury was possible is that everybody had a lot of oil reserves, and they could tap into their oil reserves, and that's why oil prices never got to 200 and $300, right? Now everybody's used a lot of their oil reserves, and now we don't have the same ability to do something like that yet. Again, what might, like, the most that could happen is to escalate militarily to a mid-level tension. If the ceasefire, if the level of kinetic operation during the ceasefire was low level, epiphery was high level, maybe something in between, or maybe nothing at all. But yeah.
So you're right that the Islamic Republic doesn't fear engagement; they just fear escalation. And every time we escalate, they seem to come back to the drawing table, to the negotiating table. I keep calling it that. Negotiating table and say, "We'll do whatever you want, United States. Just don't keep escalating." And then somehow they're believed and escalation goes back down and then they hit ships again. And while I completely agree with you and I hope with my whole heart that they do force an apology at the Islamic Republic and that shows the world the civil war, there's more dissent within, humiliation. It seems like the US could also, the alternate path is that the US also just is okay with the Islamic Republic neither giving an apology nor a public statement as long as they don't hit ships, which is exactly the same private promises that they've gotten 10 times before and has never worked. Based on the track record, that's what I'm leaning more towards, and I wish that you're right, and we'll find out very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they might not get any public statement that they're not going to attack any ships, but if they did get any public statement that they're not going to attack the ships, that would put pressure. The reason why that actually is important for the ships going through, because that would put pressure on the elements of the Islamic Republic that have been attacking a ship, that, guys, this is now our official position. So now if you attack ships, you're attacking the Islamic Republic, right? So this will be an obstacle. So imagine if you're part of the IRGC and it says, screw it, I'm going to keep attacking the ships. Now, if the Islamic Republic officially and publicly comes, tells the world that we're not going to attack any ships, any IRGC element that attacks the ships, it's also attacking the Islamic Republic. My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.